Biasa ada udang kat luar tak? Ada bunyi kereta kat luar. Sekejap.
Biar jadi 1000 tahun esok pulang.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ada jalan. Tak apa dah tadi. Assalamualaikum guys. We'll start in 4 minutes time, ya. Assalamualaikum semua. Welcome.
Sopan saling memahami.
Hari Raya Nisa. Hari Raya Najwa.
Hari Raya Doktor. Assalamualaikum.
Dan mententeramkan jiwa.
Hari Raya Doktor.
Selamat Hari Raya. Saya betul-betul
Sorry lambat reply.
Oh tak apa. Saya betul-betul pakai baju raya ni. You all pakai baju raya tidak?
Tak. Hari first je Doktor.
Saya terlupa nak dekat dalam announcement suruh pakai baju raya. Lupa.
Zaman bersama, syik bersembah, panah diberi.
And
Berlalulah sudah sebulan baru. Di masyarakat kita
Se quieren vender online, asegúrate de que
semuanya ibu dan keriangan bersyukur tak terkira. Kue dan mue jangan hanya dipandang berdebat, silakan nikmati masa malam ke pagi. Ini sama bersama syuk bersembah.
while waiting for your friends all to come in,
Syuk bersembah.
Dr. Farid tiba-tiba nak cerita pasal baju raya dia, because this is my first experience buy baju raya online menggunakan using the e-commerce punya. Kemudian bila saya dah buat semua payment everything, lepas tu ngada-ngada beli dua pasar. Sekali nampak satu pengumuman dalam Jekyll, any purchase after 8th of May, you will only get your baju raya selepas Hari Raya. Saya berpeluh terus. Saya buat pembelian tu pada 10 hari bulan. So I was like, tengah malam, oh baju raya dah bayar tapi tak boleh dapat. Aku bayangkan apa perasaan. Ya. So that is a beauty of e-commerce. It will give you
Doktor? Doktor sangkut ke? Oh, ya ke?
Gambar saya hang Hang ke?
Doktor sangkut teruk tadi, doktor.
Sebabnya saya terlupa nak switch off saya punya OneDrive. Okay, anyway, that is a classic example from myself. Bila mana saya nak membuat begitu yakin dengan e-commerce, 2 hari sebelum raya beli baju raya, but then I forgotten to look into all the rules, regulations whatsoever, and it stated there that if I bought after 8 of May, kita raya berapa bulan itu? When we celebrate raya?
13.
13, saya order 10. Jadi tak sampai luckily, yeah. Again, like I always said, that behind the technology there is always human. So I make a call to the using their own effort. Jadi dia guna Grab punya deliver, hantar depan rumah saya malam raya. Apa-apa Dr. Farid kan? Macam raya dia boleh keluar habis semayang ke apa ke? Tapi nak mood raya kan? Dah 2 tahun tak ada baju raya, belilah baju raya. So that is e-commerce. Yeah. It is quite a simple introduction of what is e-commerce is all about. Like I said in before our class, our break last 2 weeks, when you talk about e-commerce, it is just the transaction that happening online. But when you talk about e-business, it is more larger than just doing transaction. Okay. Now, what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about e-commerce. I would love to hear all your experiences rather than like what I told you guys just now. That is my experience, the latest experience of mine. Saya suruh mak saya siap. Saya nak suruh mak saya cerita kat you guys pengalaman dia menggunakan Maybank to you for the first time at the age of 69. Boleh mak? Dia marah saya. At the age of 69, that was the first time. Tapi Tok Guru jadi pening kepala lah sekejap dia kata ni, sekejap dia kata ni kan. Sebab kesabaran tu penting kan. Tapi tak apalah. But now she is a very everything dia check duit dia. Tak apa, ambil duit aku, ada tak orang duit, check duit aku. Okay. So what I'm gonna do today, okay, if you look into the drive yang saya bagi tu, that is a bit let me share. Okay. Arigato. So this is pretty much what we're gonna do, okay? Itu topik outcomes tu biasalah. Saya rasa saya dah mention a few of it in the last class. But let's start with number 2 and towards down there. So what we're going to do is I will give you again and again and again because this is my favorite subject, this is my favorite topic, this is my field. This is my niche. And I will always ask in the final exam about definitions. Apa definition apa? Definition lah saya sebut itu kalau saya tahu apa definition apa sekarang. Tak payah, baik tak payah ada final exam kan. Okay. We will go through some of those videos yang saya dah select for you guys. And then we will do comments. Yeah. We watch together and then we comment. Well, I don't want to put our this afternoon punya lecture to apa ni cram and everything. Let's make it leisure. Siapa nak cakap, pengalaman dia e-commerce dan sebagainya boleh share. And then after that, after we understand what this e-commerce is all about, I would like you guys to explore more, to expand your horizon, specifically. Alamak, ada yang nunggu di belakang. Allah, siannya. Tak perasan. Mana tadi? Waiting at level B, ya Allah. Sian, okey dah. Right. Yang mana tadi? Okay. And then I want you guys to expand your horizon because we are in the food industry. You guys are in the food service industry. This is the most challenging field ever. Yeah. Yesterday they had, I was not able to join. There's a online conference among all the tourism punya operators. Anybody that related to tourism, they have an online meeting yesterday. How COVID hancurkan tourism industry forever in Malaysia. Nanti lagi kita cerita nanti. And then last but not least for today, what we're going to do is I will brief you this problem solving. I was thinking to put you guys in your groups, yeah, and then just do a very quick punya exercise. Kasam, siapa tahu kasam.my? Ada siapa pernah pergi website? This is quite a new website. Where you don't have to go to macam dulu arwah bapak saya nak pergi jual kereta lama dia kena pergi ke Jalan Ipoh, kena pergi ke tempat jual kereta. Sekarang tak perlu. Everything can be done online. I get to know this because of my friend. He's working there, Mr. Andrian, and he said that dia tengok harga kereta saya tak ada nilai. Saya pun sedih tak boleh jual kereta dah. Pakai kereta sampai bila-bila lah. Tiada no value dia tu. Janganlah beli kereta Korea lain kali And then we will finish our session today by seeing a bit of it. Yang nombor 3 tu saya rasa kita tak payah buat lah. Kita buat yang nombor 2. We see what are the features together. And then we criticize and we go through. Itu sebab saya kata treasure hunt e-commerce together. Okay. Yang nombor 3 tu we tak payah lah. Tak nak banyak-banyak video. Kang pening budak-budak ni. Okay. And we will end our session today by take a look at glance of our CIP UPM. For those who tak perasan, there is no lab for this week. Okay, your presentation, excellent presentation just now by Bebek King, group Bebek King, yeah. Dan juga yang dah buat presentation, Rasa Tanjung, Crazy Ice Cream. Crazy Ice Cream, please update me so that I can give you some feedbacks of your presentation. Butter Digger, Affogato, you guys have done a very good job. So I'm looking forward for another 2, 3, 4, another 5 groups presentation tomorrow and the day after. Okay, you guys have done a very good job so far. Impressive work, impressive websites. Well done. Okay. Now, siapa nak start dulu? Let's start our session by semua dah tengok video ni ke? Let's open this particular Jack Ma. Let's see apa Pak Cik Jack Ma nak cakap.
E-commerce is the future, and e-commerce is going to replace a lot of traditional way of doing business. People say in the past 20 years, with poor logistics, terrible payment, terrible connection of the internet in the world, but still the e-commerce grow like this. Our platform alone in China in the past 15 years, people say, no logistics, no credit system, no financing, no this and no that. Even that, last year, our sales on our platform is more than $750 billion GMV sales. It's almost ranking number 21 countries GDP. Only 20 years, imagine, without a perfect logistics system, without a perfect payment system, without blockchain technology, it grow like this. What if the next 20 years, where all the technology is ready, when all the government and organizations and entrepreneurs are ready, they think this is a lifestyle. This is the way young people live, and it's going to be the future. So e-commerce is not for big company. E-commerce is not for the developed countries. E-commerce is for developing countries, for young people and small business. Because in the past days, young people don't have a chance to compete. Small business, they don't have a chance to compete with the big companies. And developing countries don't have chance to. Imagine that country like China can grow like this. I think Peru, a few years ago, I went there. That day, I remember I went to a square, people were demonstration. Right? I happened to be there. People hated the e-commerce, and suddenly there's a the Peru young man said, "I using internet, and I sold my Peru products to New Zealand, Australia, which I never thought in my life could do it without internet." So it will be the future because young people love it. Yes. Anything young people love it, it has the future.
Okay, I'm going to stop there. Okay. Now let's digest what siapa yang tak tahu that is Jack Ma? Anybody that don't know that the guy is Jack Ma? Ada siapa tak tahu tu Jack Ma? Itu adalah Mr. Jack Ma. He predict that dia predict apa tadi? I want to hear a voice daripada semua orang. I gonna.
Doktor cakap apa?
Predict.
Tak dengar?
He
Tak,
predict that
saya dengar sangkut-sangkut.
Okay, what I was saying, what that Jack Ma says in the clip that we watched together just now.
Dia kata
Oh,
Siapa nak?
e-commerce
dia cakap.
untuk
Silalah.
orang muda, bukan startup untuk big company. Orang
Betul.
muda yang ada small business, yang baru nak menaik.
So kalau if the thoughts that e-commerce is for big company, salah lah. Betul Najwa? Macam tu maksud kan?
Saya rasa big company boleh juga. Cuma dia macam ni, dia bagi peluang lebih kepada orang yang baru nak start untuk dia orang compete. Saya rasa boleh juga.
Okay, betul. Agak-agaknya ada point Najwa tadi Najwa sebut supaya dia orang boleh compete. Kalau tak ada e-commerce ni, kenapa dia orang tak boleh nak compete? What is so unique about e-commerce until that small companies can compete with the big companies? Saya bagi contoh. KL Fried Chicken nak lawan KFC, macam mana? Sebagai ideologinya lah.
Doktor, bukan dulu pernah ke doktor jadi macam tu yang KFC lawan apa RFC nak lawan KFC.
Lepas tu apa kesudahan ceritanya?
RFC tutup.
Sebab dia tak istiqamah. Dia tidak ada sustainability, dia tidak sustain. Atau ketika itu tak ada elemen-elemen apa namanya? E-commerce. So how do you think, saya nak tengok nama lah, macam mana nak keluarkan nama you all? Show all name, yes, okay. Araso, okay. Hidayah, kursi awak belakang tu sama macam kursi saya. Okay, now, macam mana awak rasa small businesses can use e-commerce to compete with big companies? Ataupun to compete with each other. How? Hidayah.
Small company, kalau e-commerce kan dia ada a few platform dia kan untuk campurkan small company untuk jual something barang lah. If small company dia nak jual something dekat e-commerce, so orang akan tengok semua benda dalam tu. Kalau tak ada e-commerce platform, orang tak tahu mana nak cari.
Okay, saya ambil point tu orang tak tahu mana nak cari. So maknanya kalau with e-commerce, people know where to find you. Okay. Not only to find you, but also to find your competitors. Yeah. So with that situation, okay, consumer, us, buyers have more options. Bila ada more options, ya, ramai yang offering to sell, katalah nak jual air sirap. Okay, air sirap, nak jual air sirap. Tapi sirap yang mana orang nak beli? Sirap Mardi ke, sirap UPM ke, ataupun sirap Rose, contoh. Jadi user have more options, and when there is more options, user can the bargaining power of the user are higher. Maknanya kuasa pembeli lebih tinggi. Kau tak nak bagi harga murah, aku pergi kat dia. So this kind of healthy competition ni menyebabkan user mendapat kelebihan. Another issue about e-commerce is like dulu kalau agriculture punya produk, we have to use intermediaries, ada orang tengah. Baru-baru ni masa nak raya orang bising harga ayam naik. Sebab ayam tak dijual online. Cuba buat jual ayam online. Saya yakin harga intermediaries itu semua dapat dicancelkan. Tapi doktor logik jual ayam. Saya pernah cerita kan, saya one of my best friend, Mr. Rahmat Ali, I make fun of him because he put in his novel writing that one fine morning I woke up, that was 1995. I woke up early in the morning and I go grab my laptop and make order of nasi lemak online. Saya orang paling kuat tergelak kawan-kawan saya. Kau gila ke Rahmat? Telefon order online. That was back 1995. But now I'm teaching my students to sell food online. Okay. Like for instance, saya ambil contoh ayam tadi. Sebab isunya ayam harga fluctuate. Apa salahnya kalau kita memperkenalkan kepada penjual-penjual peruncit-peruncit ayam semua untuk jual secara online? Boleh tidak? Boleh. We cut the intermediaries. Bukan kita nak buang intermediaries ni. Tapi sebabkan intermediaries ni lah, orang tengah in the supply chain tu, orang tengah ni yang menaikkan harga barang tinggi. Okay. When the food cost is hiking, kita food service operators, we don't have any chance. We have to increase our price of food because we are preparing the food to serve to our customers. So that is one of supposedly or theoretically what e-commerce can contribute in the supply chain of food supply chain at large. Okay. So again, if you ask me what is the definition, there is always option of you to doing businesses, to doing your sales, to doing your marketing online. And not only that, like for instance, I try to encourage most of the groups who have done their presentation, at least you trigger the e-commerce part of any of your businesses, any of your clients. For instance, kalau dia hanya ambil registration number je pun, berapa order online, pembayaran melalui cash on delivery, it's fine. At least you give them the feeling of what e-commerce is all about. Okay. So anybody want to share their first experience buying online?
Doktor, bukan ayam ada ke jual online, doktor?
Saya tak tahu, saya tak nak beli. You pernah beli? Orang ni 9 banyak jual ayam online ke?
Taklah doktor, sebab
Saya pernah.
saya pernah tengok je macam
Ya, pernah.
macam
Di
beli
pasar raya
barang.
itu. Saya pun pernah beli. Tapi ayam tu kita tak boleh nak pilih.
Memanglah doktor, beli baju pun tak boleh pilih doktor dekat ni. Dekat online.
Tapi
Tak
saya
boleh tak
masih
rasa.
saya bagi komen panjang sebabnya each one of the product that you put online, you want to sell online, you have to have the description. Saya beli apa nama dah brand ni? Nabil. Tapi dia ada 2 type, dia tak ada description. Saya nak yang ada zip di tangan supaya senang untuk angkat wuduk. Tapi dia bagi saya zip di tepi, macamlah aku ni gemuk sangat. Yang tu. Kan pasal dia tak bagi description, saya main alah tawakal dah lah, lepas tu tak dapat hantar. Anybody want to share your first experience beli barang online? Takut ke, gemuruh ke first time? Nak saya panggil nama ke? Ainul, apa khabar? Selamat Hari Raya. Ada beli apa-apa online?
Selamat Hari Raya, Doktor. Ada.
Aku belinya. The first thing that you bought online.
The first thing I bought online was back in 2018.
Okay.
That was the first time sebab time tu baru ada duit dekat dalam account.
Alhamdulillah.
Sebab time tu masuk matrik kan, so ada dapat allowance.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. Okay.
Lepas tu, the first thing I bought was socks. That was for during back days. My classmate, we had a Santa. We exchange gifts.
Alah, bestnya ya Allah. Ada siapa
So-
bagi ajar saya? Okay tak? Lepas tu,
Secret Santa.
Yes, Secret Santa.
oh,
So
lah ada matrik tu.
So I was so nervous and I even checked the seller about how to after I make a payment, what should I do? Something like that.
So masa tu apa yang paling concern is
Uh,
terdapat ke ataupun barang terdapat ke macam mana?
Yelah, sebab pertama kali kan beli, so takut the item I did not receive the item.
But then you did you get it?
Yeah, yes. The seller answered I should wait for at least 1 week because the item was from China.
Dia beli first time daripada overseas. Okay, bagus. So you pakai platform apa masa tu?
Shopee.
Shopee. Dia menari-nari lah Shopee ke masa Ronaldo dulu yang saya rasa tu bukan Ronaldo menari sebenarnya. Okay, good. Good experience. But then you get the product safe and sound. Okay.
Yes.
On time. Sebelum
Ah.
event nak bagi-bagi tukar-tukar exchange tu?
Yes, sebelum.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. Alright. So the major concern is saya can say that I know is about the trust. Kan? Dapat ke tidak. Kemudian the concern is the quality of the product. And then timely arrive. Okay. Kita dengar Izani pula. Izani ada beli apa-apa online? Assalamualaikum Izani. Kesih Huayar. Saya bercakap dengan saudari Nurul Izani binti Abdul Ghani. Apa khabar sama Hari Raya?
Sorry.
Kau moon kat bawah tu. Apa khabar, sihat? Teringat abang di mana? Abang
Alhamdulillah.
sihat ke? Apa
Yalah.
ada tak pengalaman awak first time awak beli barang online? Is there any experience? What did you buy online for the first time?
Saya tak ingat sangat tapi rasanya 2016.
Okay, alright, fine. Beli apa? Handbag?
Tapi kan bag sekolah. Tu kan sekolah lagi.
Okay.
Lepas tu
Amin.
tapi that time tak ada Shopee apa semua. Saya beli dekat Instagram.
Melalui
Macam tu lah.
So and then ada atas member punya Instagram ke macam mana?
Dia tak, saya punya sendiri. Tu first time beli.
So how you do the
Macam
bayaran transaction guna transfer? Online transfer.
Bank in rasanya. Time tu saya tak ada setting online transfer.
So
Bukan
awak
suruh
masa tu
family.
rasa takut tak mula-mula nak beli bag tu?
Takut ke tak Tak
Tapi
takut
Instagram,
kot.
orang yang you
Sebab-
kenal Instagram.
Sebab time tu masa tengok Instagram tu macam tak beli je lah.
Alhamdulillah.
Macam-
Okay, fair enough. Kadang-kadang kalau kita beli dalam Instagram ataupun Facebook, maybe orang tu kita kenal. Kan, kadang-kadang. Rani, awak gelak-gelak. Okay, apa awak beli first time?
Doktor, tak payah tanya. Doktor saya dah tua, saya tak ingat lah. Doktor first time beli.
Banyak.
Tak ingat lah.
Maknanya la ilaha illallah. First time ataupun yang pengalaman membeli online yang you boleh ingat. Ada tragedi ke? Datang.
Doktor, okey. Tak, ini yang baru jadi. Saya beli baju,
Semua orang
t-shirt kat Shopee. dekat Shopee before this lah. Sebelum raya saya beli ni. Sepatutnya dia sampai 16 hari bulan. Hari dah 19. Sepatutnya sampai 16 hari bulan hari tu tau. Lepas tu 15 hari bulan, tiba-tiba dia kata fail. Delivery tu fail sebab dia tak jumpa rumah saya ke saya tak tahu. Sebab dia datang tak tahu lah, mungkin saya tak perasan ke apa. Lepas tu kan, saya tak tahu macam mana saya nak minta dia re-delivery balik. Sebab saya beli dekat Shopee and benda tu
Yang awak beli tu tak boleh communicate dengan dia direct?
tak ada sebab sekarang ni benda tu dah masuk Malaysia. Seller tu dekat luar. Dia tu dah masuk Malaysia dah sampai Seremban dah pun. Cuma saya tak tahu benda tu saya check, saya ambil trace number, saya masuk dekat JNT bukan, Shopee punya bukan, Ninja Van
Awak
punya
tak tahu apa delivery pakai?
sebab dia kata cuma standard delivery. Saya tak tahu. Saya check, saya buka standard delivery
Malaysia lah.
tak ada. Tak ada juga. Saya tak tahu barang tu kat mana.
So now you already got it?
Belum. Tak dapat lagi.
What you can
Sampai sekarang.
Shopee. You bought it
Shopee kata kena tunggu sampai 22 ke 21 hari bulan. Kalau tak sampai juga minta refund. Saya macam
then you don't have any other options. So but at least they give you hope. Yeah, they give you hope until 22nd. So keep on hoping on that. Okay, it's
tapi sedih lah doktor. Saya macam sepatutnya benda sampai 16 saya tunggu baju tu. Sebab saya nak.
You want to use it during raya ke? Tak kan?
Tak, just t-shirt biasa sebab t-shirt tak yalah t-shirt.
So that's a very good sharing. Okay. Saya ada jugalah. Saya my own experience is during the JT punya incidents where pekerja-pekerja dia buang semua barang tu kan. Salah satu yang dia buang tu barang saya. Saya macam kau kenapa buang barang aku? Dia lewat 2 minggu kan. Alright, any other kita pergi tengok muka sebelah ada ke? Ada. Saya tak tegur orang belakang kan. Hi guys, Siti Haja apa khabar? Selamat raya. Pernah beli barang online? Want to share with your friends? Pernah beli apa-apa online?
Doktor, Siti Haja ada 2 doktor.
Siti Haja Kamal. Oh, terima kasih. Baguslah you punya kelas rap ni. Siti Haja Kamal.
Yes, doktor.
Apa khabar? Sehat?
Ya.
Kamu di mana ni? Rumah orang kampungnya di mana? Kejut terus dia.
Sehat doktor.
Dia buat
faham.
Kampung di mana tu? Faham tu meningkat yang sekarang jaga diri. Dia hilang. Okay, Siti Haja ada any experience beli online? Do any transaction online? Ada beli tudung Ariani ke?
Ariani beli kedai doktor, tak best beli online.
Terasa mak saya. Dia asyik Ariani. Sejadah pun Ariani. Siti Haja, awak ada apa-apa nak share? Tak ada? You never buy anything online. Siti Haja Kamal. Sona nahi? Tak dengar. Okay, tak apa. Kita skip. Nak tanya Haikal tengah makan. Sedap ke? Makan apa tu? Ketupat ke? Main gaya?
Baik doktor, saya baru nak breakfast ni.
Baru breakfast? Allah sedapnya. Saya breakfast pun belum lagi. Minum sirap je. Nak mood raya ke? Boleh saya tanya. Ada experience beli barang online?
Experience ada lah.
Apa experience awak?
Tapi saya rasa tu experience dia silap saya sebab saya dulu masa baru dapat PTPTN
Okey, masa kaya.
Masa kaya saya macam eager lah, saya buka IG, saya tengok dekat bundle.
Betul.
Baju-baju bundle saya beli sekali 3 pasang. 3 helai.
Betul.
Design memang cantik doktor, saya macam happy lah tengok. Lepas tu sampai 3 singkat doktor.
Masih sama, tulis itu sama. Ke saiz lain dia bagi?
Dia dah tulis speed labuh semua, saya ukur. Saya macam tak sure sebab tak pandai nak ukur kan. So saya tanya seller, saya siap bagi berat, saya cakap tinggi saya 175, berat
memang
60
pasal dia punya tu cantik kan?
Memang cantik. Lepas tu seller tu cakap, okey ni bang, memang cantik, saya try. Tinggi saya pun macam abang. Saya percayalah, saya beli, singkat doktor. Tiga-tiga helai
Badan,
singkat tu.
badan panjang kot.
Oh, buat nyanyi orang kan.
Tu lah tu.
Dalam Instagram.
Dalam Instagram. Kalau kat Shopee setakat ni okey lagi lah.
Shopee okey lagi kan. Instagram mak saya pun ada masalah itu beli Instagram. Entah apa dia beli kan, tiba-tiba datang bil kat arah ke aku. Okey. That's good apa ni experience baju singkat. Lepas tu baju tu kalau simpan ke tidak? Dia ada dalam kaki.
Saya simpan, lepas tu saya bawa bandar sekarang. Saya jual baju tu balik.
Oh, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Okay. What comes around, go back around. Okay, good. That's a good one. Okay. Thank you, Haikal. Thank you. Fatihah, nak share apa-apa? Khabar sehat?
Sehat, Doktor.
Ada apa-apa online yang nak share dengan our friends?
Apa? Dulu pernah lah beli, tapi sekarang pun dah beli. Sekarang pun masih tunggu.
Masih lagi? Oh, you
tak bukan. Tak bukan. Dulu first beli dekat Lazada, masa tu beli kasut dari China.
Oh, okey.
Tapi okey lah, dapat lah. Tapi kecil sikit. Tak boleh pakai pun.
Oh, tak boleh pakai?
Tak boleh.
Ya, tak apa, dia buat sedekah kat adik-adik, ke adik sepupu, boleh buat barang hadiah. Saya masa di Australia dulu, lagi teruk. Pukul 12 malam mesti tunggu depan komputer. Beli macam-macam. Lepas tu orang kata, Farid kau balik Malaysia tak ada bawa apa pun. Saya beli barang rumah semua. Tu mak saya yang gembira sekarang, boleh pakai semua. Okay. So that is a bit of the experience. Saya tak boleh nak tanya semua. Mungkin boleh satu lagi. Can I ask from Chin Min, how are you? Chin Min hilang. Mana dia? Hello Chin Min. Hello my dear. Oh, yang geng belakang ni geng tak ada gambar ke? Chin Min, are you there? Okay, tak apalah. Nanti kan kita tanya. Batrisha, are you there? Fadila, what's your experience of buying online? Ada enggak? Your mic.
Tak ingat dah.
Terlalu banyaknya belinya ya, shoppingnya.
Oh, bukan. Tapi ya, rasanya sih pernah dulu dari Cina beli, akhirnya dapat nggak sesuai ekspektasi, itu aja sih.
Terus dapat refund ataupun anything else?
No, I'm too lazy untuk ngapain semua.
Let it go. Let it go.
Ya.
Alright, that's the thing. Assalamualaikum Amirul, apa khabar, sehat?
Betul, sehat.
Okay, we are talking about sekarang cerita pengalaman. Mirul ada pengalaman beli apa-apa online?
Ada tu, banyak.
Banyak?
Ada pengalaman buruk, ada pengalaman indah, banyak tu.
Yang nak dengar yang buruk dulu, lepas tu nak dengar indah sekejap.
Yang buruk, dah lama lah, time awal dulu, time baru-baru nak bercimpung, berjinak-jinak dalam bidang online ni. Saya beli kasut.
Okay.
Lepas tu dia punya saiz ingatkan ni dah sampai salah. Saya contact seller dah tak ada lah.
Seller dah tak ada? Lagi artis?
Seller dia tak tahu lagi mana kata.
Allah, you beli kat mana tu? Ikut apa ni? Instagram?
Instagram.
Oh, okay, Instagram. Yang best, pengalaman best beli
yang
satu.
Best.
Beli satu, order satu dapat satu orang. Tak ada macam tu.
And order satu dapat free gift pun banyak ah.
Banyak Okay. So basically what I can say, I cannot ask everyone. Okay. Sekarang saya tanya seorang kan, habiskan masa kat situ je. The most important thing is trust. Sebab tu saya, in fact, if you ask me, as a user, as a consumer, as a buyer, you have to be cautious about yourself first. Kan? Dulu you guys are very lucky. Zaman saya dulu tak boleh, we cannot buy anything if we don't have that bloody credit card. Dulu But there are people in this field people in the e-commerce field realize that if they do such, how to say, barriers, so not everyone can jump into internet and buy things, they will lose a lot of profits. Okay, so that's why they come up with few other methods of to do the transaction, to do the payment. Ya, dulu kredit card, saya ada ceritakan saya buat credit card semata-mata nak beli buku Diffusion of Innovation. Sampai hari ni saya tak beli buku tu. Saya beli shopping benda lain. Sampailah keadaan yang begitu meruncing kerana pakai credit card. Okay, but you guys are lucky because you have all these e-wallets, yeah, all these alternative payment system ni yang menyebabkan the whole e-commerce environment grow very well. I still remember ni Makcik Ana kita ni. Makcik Ana ada Makcik Ana tunjuklah Makcik Ana. Dia saja nak pakai baju sama macam saya. Dia nampak nak baju pink, dia pun nak baju pink. Lawa, baju kelawar warna pink. Gimana tu? Okay. Bila pakai. So, apa saya cakap tadi? Saya nampak mak saya dia pening kepala sekejap. Apa nama? Apa aku cakap? Okay, payment methods. Okay. So, these several payment methods allow people to buy and get involved into e-commerce. Dulu mak saya, cerita mak saya. Dulu saya terkejut. Tiba-tiba datang delivery depan. COD dia sebut. Saya pun tak tahu masa tu COD apa. Dia tahu cash on delivery. Yeah. And now, bila dia dah lagi Maybank 7 lah apa, saya speechless lah. Sebab she got a lot of money kan, lantak kau lah belilah. Yeah. So that is how e-commerce kind like, how to say, giving the opportunity. Yeah. Sebab tu saya selalu cakap, marketing is not helping people to sell things, but it's actually an opportunity to help people to develop their skill, opportunity to develop other products punya capability. Tadi saya dengan Bebak King tadi, ada siapa kumpulan tadi? Fatihah semua kan. So they are talking about cakes kan? How you can apa saya cakap tadi? Sekejap. Mak kan jatuh ke aku? Sekejap je. Tunggu sekejap. Where you give opportunity to everyone untuk jual produk. Okay, so that is e-commerce pretty much what I want to cover for this afternoon. Ada apa-apa soalan tentang e-commerce yang you're not very clear? Transaction itu ialah jual beli. Mesti ada pergerakan duit. There must be a monetary movement. Okay. Usually when you talk about movement ni, what are the three things that always move is first is the product. Product mesti ada. Or services. In our industry, it can be food, it can be product itself, or it can be services. Yeah. Services, for instance, nowadays we are talking about food delivery applications. FDA. Whoever imagine that makanan boleh dihantar ke depan pintu syurga macam dalam syurga gitu. Ya, bayangan syurga dah tiba di Malaysia dan seluruh dunia. Dalam syurga kita teringat apa semua terus dapat kan. So it is gambaran syurga sebenarnya kita dapat sekarang. Food delivery application. Nobody imagine that we can pay using, you don't see the money. Ya. Saya ada seorang student saya buat pembayaran apa nama? Touch and Go e-wallet di Bazar Ramadan last 2 years. Your seniors. Aizat dia buat. Ya. Dia duduk, dia collect data. Ya. Makcik nak tak beli pakai guna e-wallet masa tu tak ada COVID boleh lah kan. Duduk di kampung baru, ambil data. And people are eager. And what happened when COVID came? Siapa nak share CMO last year? Ada tak perubahan berlaku pada diri you all in terms of online transaction? Ada siapa nak sharing? Saya start lah. Sharing saya selepas tu saya dah tak guna banyak sangat duit cash pun tak ada dah. Selamat saya dengan anak buah saya. Saya tu tak ada duit. Bagi duit transfer
Doktor
boleh.
sama.
Apa sama? Cuba cerita. Apa experience you
Dia
berapa?
kalau before this saya lagi suka pakai cash. Kalau pergi mana pun pakai cash. Macam bayar pakai cash lah. Tapi right now sampai saya siap boleh belagak lagi dengan my family. Saya cakap tak apa bayar pakai card. Macam tu.
Kan?
Saya ingat saya ada credit card sebab saya bayar pakai card. Sebenarnya tu debit card je. Cuma after this macam after MCO ni saya banyak pakai card lah sebagai cash. Macam tu.
How about e-wallet? Ada sesiapa experience using e-wallet? Yang dia excited sekarang pakai wallet pergi sana pergi sana. Selain daripada saya lah. Saya sekarang memang excited e-wallet je. Saya pelanggan Boost. Macam Boost, macam Touch and Go, GrabPay, apa lagi? Siapa experience using e-wallet?
Saya.
Siapa tu?
Ifah.
Ifah, mana awak? Okay Ifah. You guna apa? E-wallet apa tu?
Saya guna Touch and Go e-wallet.
How you experience that?
Quite good, tapi tahap malas saya nak pergi ambil duit tu, saya pergi beli dekat Eco Shop. Saya beli RM4.20 tak silap. Saya bayar dengan Touch and Go je.
Pasal rasa mudah tak? It's all about convenient. Saya pelanggan tetap 7-Eleven. Saya rasa tak ada orang shopping kat 7-Eleven sebabnya 7-Eleven tu yang paling dekat dengan rumah saya dan dia ada e-wallet. Saya tak boleh nak pergi ATM, MCO, apa benda lah PKP ni. So saya beli situ. Jadi saya step-step lagi saya dapat Hello Kitty lah, dapat Pikachu lah. Yang mak saya dengan abang saya ingat, kau buang tebiat ke beli Hello Kitty gitu. Sebenarnya tu free gift. Ya saya.
Tak legend lah doktor. Kita orang beli aiskrim Malaysia pakai e-wallet.
Oh ya? Di mana? Wah, that's impressive.
Saya, Fateha, Izani, Nazira dengan Hajar. Kita orang 5 orang dekat UPM waktu tu.
Okay.
And tak ada siapa bawa duit. And kita nak beli aiskrim Malaysia tau waktu tu. And Fateha kebetulan bawa phone. So dia bayar pakai e-wallet. Kita orang macam beli aiskrim Malaysia pun pakai e-wallet.
Lepas tu masing-masing bangga dengan diri sendiri kan. Kita beli pakai e-wallet Malaysia je. That is what we are.
Tak bayar lagi doktor. Mereka tak bayar lagi duit aiskrim tu balik.
Tak bayar lagi. Ambil kau.
Dia banyak lagi hutang.
Transfer, make sure titi duit. Titi duit. Sian. Tak apa nak awak claim kemudian nanti. So this is the experience. Either you like it or not. Either macam saya cerita masa first class dulu dalam adopter categories that are what we call as innovator. Dia dengar je benda baru ni e-wallet dia terus guna. He don't bother positif ke negatif ke, dia guna je. Dia nak mencuba. Second group of people is what you call as early majority. They see more people doing or using that e-wallet, they started to use that. The third group of people is what you call late majority. Dia tengok dah orang ni dapat guna, dapat benefits. Ya, dapat boleh ada point-point lah, boleh reward lah, apalah. Best lah dia pun nak masuk dalam GrabPay katakan. Ataupun dia boleh transfer, minta tolong bro, aku tak cukup postpaid, tolong transfer duit sikit. Ada benefits kat dia dan kita panggil this group of people, we call it as late majority. But there is one more group of people, what we call them as lagat. Ejaan dia L-A-G-G-A-R-D. Lagat. Oh, terima kasih. Tak perasan Fatihah kau share situ. E-commerce has a future. Okay. Lagat ni orang yang dia tak nak innovation. Ya. Macam kami dulu lah, macam saya dulu, saya tak nak pakai 3310. Oh, satu kelas dah pakai dah. Masa tu di UPM, everybody dah guna, saya tak nak lagi guna. Tak nak. Masih lagi nak guna telephone booth dekat ground floor, lobby food tech tu. Ada tu kan, saya masih pakai shilling. Tapi either you like it or not, when the innovation is there, you have to accept it. It's all matter of time. Macam Makcik Ana ni, umur 69, pakai online banking. Hebat. Senang saya. Kalau tak cukup duit, saya suruh mak saya transfer je. E-wallet tak berani lagi. Okay, right. So these are the things that I would like to share with you guys in terms of e-commerce. The other videos you guys boleh watch sendiri. Saya rasa saya dah suruh you guys tengok before kelas kan. I just want to share one more thing ya. 3.5 saya okay. Cukup mat.
I think it is impossible to stop.
This is I don't like it or not lah. Yeah. Jack Ma now he is one of the, kita panggil dia sebagai Mr. Bean last time. He is cursed. Bukanlah si curse. Tapi whatever he do before this, nothing is successful. Until the incident of sesama burung. Nobody dares to go out, macam COVID ni, tak ada orang berani keluar untuk send, katalah toilet papers to other house. But Jack Ma and his team are the only person, the only group that dare to die for other people. Jiwanya suci dan murni. And because of that, they come up with a lot of what they call it as Alipay. Within a month, dia boleh tubuhkan satu institusi kewangan dia sendiri. And this is not very, this is a very classic example, Jack Ma. From nobody to become somebody. And it's the future. The interesting part what he said was, whatever the young people want, that is the future. Yeah. So siapa-siapa yang jadi kaya dalam kelas saya ni, if you have any ideas of what next after Facebook, come and see me, let's be rich together. Let's work on it. Yeah. Because during my time, we only play Friendster, gambar air apa, background jatuh. We never think about selling things. We all are talking about communication or happy macam tu je. But now see how the power of this internet and also e-commerce kind of thing. Okay. Tu you guys boleh tengok nanti. The future, okay, I just want to share this one. Sikit je. What is the future? This one you can take. Okay, let's watch this for a while.
And expectations. So what does commerce look like in a post-pandemic world? We asked experts and looked at leading research to find out. Here are the 5 key trends you should act on in 2021. Nearly 150 million new shoppers came online during the pandemic, bringing e-commerce sales to an all-time high. New customers means new competition. As legacy wholesalers and retail giants sell direct to consumer for the first time, e-commerce is more competitive than ever.
It's getting the basics right that will be what sets the best performing brands apart.
To succeed, brands must take an omnichannel approach, using product and customer data to improve the user experience, especially on mobile.
The brands who do a better job of making it easy for people to buy the first product will probably be the ones that win out over the ones that have very intricate, beautiful stores, but no one knows how to shop on them.
The greatest danger when we now push more.
They're talking about brands. Yeah. Some of the companies, some of the groups who already presented, I did mention about the URL. Yeah. URL, as I mentioned in the previous class, is very important in terms of branding your company's name. For instance, UPM. UPM, we didn't manage really to market UPM. Sebab ada setengah orang nak market UPM as UPM. Some part of people in UPM want to promote UPM, want to brand UPM as Putra. Ada yang lain nak kata University Putra Malaysia. So they don't have a fixed mind on what to brand UPM, for instance. Saya tak nak bagi contoh lain, contoh UPM. So when you don't have a good branding in that sense, how you want people to remember your product? When you jump into the internet, into e-commerce kind of things. Yeah, so that's why I always remind you guys, when you have your URL, whatever can the word catchy ke apa ke yang boleh people remember your product and your brand. Okay.
For novice users into online shop will definitely be still not achieving this UX baseline or basic implementation.
The pandemic has changed the way we buy, and nearly half of internet users say they'll continue to shop online. With a high demand for convenience, brands are making it easier to check out, converting in-person shopping into virtual experiences and experimenting with 3D modeling and augmented reality.
AR is a great tool to help customers try their products on at home, or at least mimic trying them on.
Retailers need to get creative to reduce returns because returns can destroy a business.
Number two, they're saying about the future of augmented all this AR. If you ask me, nowadays all this tourism yang saya cerita tadi, semua orang tourism mengeluh, menangis dan sebagainya. One of the option that they have, but I'm not sure in food service punya line, but in tourism, they're supposed to jump into augmented by promoting Langkawi. This is Langkawi dan sebagainya. So if you give this kind of experience to people in e-commerce kind of things, I reckon that the tourism industry in Malaysia shouldn't be bising, kata orang tak datang. You can charge them for the experience that they've for the experience that they have online actually. Di Iran, they already did this. Sebab tu Iran walaupun ramai orang mati pun dia tak kisah juga. Tourism dia masih ada lagi. And that is one example. We see what is the trend number 3.
Businesses face a balancing act around fulfillment, as 64% of consumers want their orders shipped for free, while 75% say they would pay more for environmentally friendly products.
This world that we're living in right now has forced brands to think through the entire consumer journey.
One of the worst things you can do is have just a huge delta between customer expectation and experience.
These are the things that you guys mentioned tadi. The expectation is what the product arrive on time dan sebagainya. But how you want to liaise with the concern of people nowadays? For instance, people who are very environmental friendly. Macam straw ke apa ke sekarang semua dah pakai stainless steel and everything, for instance. So you have to keep it up with the trends of the youngsters now. Anak buah saya jual kuih dalam online sejak Form 3. Form 3. Saya bagi dia hadiah, I give her hadiah yang bernilai RM500. Dia ambil smoothie, tahu smoothie? Dia ambil the smoothie, all the smoothie that I bought for her, dia jual, dia dapat dalam RM1,000 lebih. Nanti kata, mana hadiah yang Acik bagi? Oh sorry, I sold out everything. Dia kata kat tu. Kalau anak aku dah kena cubit dah. So you have to keep to the trends of the youngsters at that very moment for you to gain the advantage of e-commerce.
In response, brands are turning stores into fulfillment centers, automating inventory management and streamlining the returns process.
You're going to see a lot more big brands have a consolidated supply chain.
What does it mean, consolidated supply chain? For instance, it must be more customized. You have to, anything that you bought online, the more you customize for your user, the more that your product will get more, more sales and everything. Sebab tu kalau contohnya baju ataupun food, for instance, kalau food kita go for instance yang sandwich tu apa? Saya tak ingat nama dia. Yang you boleh customize what you want. And that kind of things will make people more interested to go and buy your product. Okay, that is what.
Subway ke doktor?
Apa dia? Subway, yes, Subway. Yang you boleh pilih roti dan sebagainya. People want, not to say lazy, people more something which is more close to them. So the more you offer those product, the food product for instance, yang close to them, yang dia boleh pilih nak sambal banyak ni, nak sebagainya, that are the things that have a very clear future in the e-commerce punya line. Okay.
Half of all global e-commerce sales happen on marketplaces, where search is often unbranded.
Marketplaces is also platforms.
That means brand building is more difficult, but more important than ever before.
You can no longer afford to have just a transactional site with lots of products. You've got to really become a destination for your merchants.
To stand out, Businesses are injecting life into their marketplace product pages and building relationships across other channels through customer service, personalization, and community.
It's enabling convenience and personalization. Going into 2021, if you can have a strong community, you're going to be better positioned for sure.
The word is community. Dalam lab minggu depan, saya akan invite everyone to come and join us in MDEC. We have what we call as e-commerce community. We have thousands of participants there. Tua, muda, yang baru nak berniaga, startup and everything. Yeah. So you can see how is community helping each other. In e-commerce environment, yeah, we don't bother you make sales or not, but we are helping each other to grow together. That is one, I think, the community, the online community in e-commerce is different from what we can see kalau orang Melayu berniaga kat kedai kan. So dia buatnya apa, dia disantaunya orang sebelah dulu. But in online e-commerce community, when you join the e-commerce community next week, saya akan invite you guys. You can see everybody is helping each other. You don't know how to sell this. You don't know how to create a beautiful picture. Never mind. I will teach you until you understand how to do it for free. This is sort of a good vibes of e-commerce. Is helping each other and don't let them left behind. Bring them together. I very impressed to see how all these businessmen. Sayangnya my friend from Korea, he's at the age of 23. He came here to Malaysia and he said that Reid, dia panggil nama saya Reid. Dia kata Reid, you have all the potential. You teaching internet marketing, you know what is e-commerce, but you are damn stupid. Gitu. Yang nombor 5, you all baca sendiri. Dia kata kat saya, you are damn stupid, Farid. Korean ni cakap kat saya pengangar kau, aku bawa kau makan semua, kau kata aku stupid. Kan? Why you say so? Kata. Because you have all the knowledge, but you don't use it, come up with your own product. Saya macam rasa kena tampar-tampar masa tu. Budak umur 23 tahun nasihat saya. You know how e-commerce works, you know how it works, how to tackle all the consumers. But where is your product? Saya dengar tu, malam tu tak boleh tidur lah. Tercengang cakap yang, alangkah betul apa budak tu. And he is a millionaire at the age of 23. Saya tak tahu pun dia millionaire. Nampak kaya lah kan, nampak snapchat kan. Man, I pay everything, oh gila lah. And he just come up with apps to help the tourism industry in Korea. So these are the things yang we have to understand. And talking about this, I want to jump into food service industry. We want to expand our horizon sikit. I reckon that everyone dah faham dah kan? Apa itu e-commerce, bayar online, bayar macam all sort of things that can facilitate e-commerce to happen in the industry. Now, how you want to encourage food industry jump into this field? Siapa ada cadangan? Sebab based on the research, dan food industry, food service industry is among the last industry yang nak jump into e-commerce. Sedangkan makanan, kalau tanya saya kenapa saya join food faculty for my first degree, saya buat food tech. Kemudian saya jump to food service. Sekarang saya buat all the IT on related to food service. Kenapa? Sebab anything happen, people will still want to eat. Kan? How you want to encourage people in the food service industry untuk guna internet, untuk guna e-commerce? Any idea? Semua dah mengantuk dah. Okay, we have to encourage them to understand. Saya ada 41 orang student ni, kalau seorang boleh cari seorang satu restoran yang sebelah rumah ke, depan rumah ke, makcik jual kari pap belakang ke, convince them that there is a huge future for food industry using the internet. In fact, they kan pun tak percaya apa apa dekat food tech Brother Zamid but he's the one that created my post. Dia kata, Farid, awak nanti 10 tahun lagi awak jadi dalam bidang. Okeylah. Apa saya nak ngajar? Saya tak tahu masa tu. Kamu ajarlah apa-apa pun yang berkaitan dengan IT, dia kata masa tu. But now he asked me again, he asked me back, do you believe that boleh ke food industry masuk dalam internet? Kenapa budak food tech tak tahu apa-apa budak food service tahu dalam IT? Who asked them don't take my subject? Because they can't see how to, for instance, how food tech nak gunakan internet. Dia tak nampak. Now, in our field food service, we can see a lot of opportunity. A lot of opportunity, not only in terms of marketing. We have to remember that when we talk about e-commerce, it's not only marketing. We want to transform the whole idea. Now, talking about this, saya disebut in last class about dimension of transformation, the digital transformation, kan? I said about click and mortar, brick and mortar. Now, it's mostly impossible for our industry to become totally digital industry. Sebab apa? Macam kalau total digital industry, minum air tak rasa lah. Air pun digital. Makan karipap, ngam tak kenyang. So most of the industry, actually, most of the industry, except for industry like music industry tu lain lah cerita. It cannot be taste. But as for us, food service, either you like it or not, we as long as possible, we will start in the brick and mortar, the mixture of two conditions, digital and not digital. And we can use e-commerce to bring up the industry at large. Okay, I did give you some example. You can watch later. Saya tak nak buka sekarang. Kalau ada budak yang tertidur dalam kelas saya. Okay. Saya keluar ni dulu. Saya nak share yang ni je. If you see in the agenda, ada dua link yang saya bagi. One is e-commerce food business ideas. You can watch that. One is a good step-by-step ideas of how to sell food online. Dia menggunakan Wix. And I just want to share this one. Saya tak perasan yang Wix.com. Okay. You guys ada masa sambil nak improvise you punya website for clients. This is a must subscribe YouTube for everyone. Saya tak realize yang Wix.com contributes a lot to assist you how to develop website. For instance, kalau you tengok ada all the playlists, how to add this, how to content manager by Wix data, all these guidelines is there in YouTube, Wix.com YouTube. So please make use of whatever is that you might need to improvise your preparation of your client website. Okay, so please make use of this. It's a very nice. For instance, Wix photography, how to take photos. How to take photos. Di Malaysia, they charge you for 1,600 just to learn how to take pictures. Wix teach you for free. So please make use of this particular website. Saya dah share dalam yang agenda tersebut. So any question before we do some very small activity online together? Ada soalan? Actually, Wix can make wonders. Saya tengok tadi Wix photography, I'm very impressed actually. How to make your picture look stunning.
Paramount Studios. Never said that before. When I won the Wix competition, I was shocked. I thought it was a scam. Words cannot really describe going to Paramount, working with a celebrity photographer. When I found out it was Peter Lindbergh, I was overwhelmed. The wisdom and creativity he gives it's a dream. I just don't want to mess up. I think that's the biggest thing I can think of. Compare my heart to the microphone. It's literally like.
They're sharing their experience macam mana because of what they did on the website. There is opportunity juga, you guys. Saya dah draft a letter I want to send to Wix.com to show them what my students have done. Yeah? And there is opportunity for anyone who have developed their website. You might get offer from other companies and so on. Sebab tu saya nak masukkan everyone into the e-commerce community of MDEC. There's a lot of opportunity. Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity there. So I reckon that's all that I want to share for the first, second, and third punya agenda. Okay. Now I will leave you guys for like, what is the time now? 3:40. Okay. I will let you guys browse this website. Okay. And then try to identify what are the special thing about this. Okay, I give you 5 minutes each. Boleh 5 minit boleh? Macam mana you boleh jual kereta you dalam keadaan you duduk kat rumah je. And suddenly the car will come, a new car. But this one is a used car lah. And this is in Malaysia. Okay. Okay, let me share that. I want you guys just to go through this and see what are the features that they have. And then after 5 minutes, we will come back and then we will regroup and do some summary of what's so special about this Kasam yang Dr. Farid nak share with everyone. Boleh, can we do that? Saya, ada orang lagi tak? Ada, okay.
Yes.
Boleh.
So I share with you there. Kasam. And if anybody that have any website that you want to share with your friends here, by all means, you can just post it in chat and then we can go through together. Okay. So we take 5 minutes break. While break, you guys go through that Kasam.my and afterwards we come back and see what are the unique features of this Kasam that they offer to their customers. Can we do that? Yeah. All right. So let's do that exercise together individually and then we come back 3.50 boleh? Ke sekejap sangat?
Boleh.
3.50 3.50. Alright. Okay, thank you. And you are the only restaurants that are providing such services. For instance, you can book, pay, and then you just come sit and makan, and then you boleh belah. Itu tak ada lagi tu buat tu. Yeah, just you pay in advance. Whenever you feel free, you can go just and duduk makan, order in advance, macam duduk dalam syurga, datang. Macam you are YB, macam you are Perdana Menteri je dah. Sampai je makanan ada, terus. Sebab SOP nak jaga. Nak cepat kan? For instance. So if you can give this kind of services and you offer this online, of course you need to eat. You need the physical product. Yeah. But you offer this you deliver these offerings online prior to the customers come to the outlets or whatsoever. I reckon that it will be make the consumer life much easier and it will attract a lot of people to go there. In fact, if your friends talking about cashless kan, if more and more restaurants are offering cashless, I think more and more customers that they will get, because you are talking about the youngsters, younglings. Macam Jack Ma mentioned just now, if you want to be successful in e-business, in e-commerce, you have to understand what are the need of the people now. I give you for instance satu lagi our former Menteri Belia, Syed Saddiq, come up with the idea of cloud kitchen. Cloud kitchen, sekarang kitchen pun jadi cloud dah. Diangkat martabatnya jadi cloud. Okay, what is so unique about this? Because for instance, like our Food 6 is not being used for 1.5 years. It's a loss. Student tak dapat guna, mungkin adalah ratatouille yang pergi guna katnya. Dia masak, kita ternampak. Kan? Tapi in the new concept, people can see that they can make money out of food. But they don't have place to cook. So this is where it comes with the concept of cloud kitchen. That is another niche of food service yang saya nampak. We can use e-commerce to promote such thing. And food delivery application is one good example also. Nowadays, how to, if you mungkin nanti saya keluar dalam exam ke, saya tak tahulah. The comparison of all the FDAs, food delivery applications. Kita ada apa? Food Panda, kita ada Food Grab, kita ada apa lagi? Yang baru-baru ni boleh ambil daripada rumah je tu jual. How you want to sell your services? What are the unique selling point of each one of these? You kena tengok tu. What is the difference between Food Panda dengan Food Grab? In the perspective of the consumer, in the perspective of those runners, apa dia dapat, apa tidak dapat? Is there any possibilities for Lalamove to join into the food punya component? Sebab Food Grab bermula dengan services of the taxis. Suddenly they jump into Food Grab. There is a possibility for Lalamove tak nak masuk ke sana juga. Because people are craving for food. Saya pernah guna Lalamove, sebabnya tak ada roti kat dalam rumah. Dik, boleh tak tolong belikan roti? Dah guna servis tu. So I can see that food delivery is one of the trend that come up with the e-commerce component for food service industry. Did I answer you, Fadila? Anybody else have any other thoughts? I never know, mungkin you guys ada pandangan yang lebih ni, because I don't know. Macam semalam Affogato, that's a very good website your colleagues develop. The Affogato in Kuching, Sarawak. One thing that I want you guys to think is it possible for food from one state to deliver to another state? Sebab dia jual aiskrim di Kuching, aiskrim dia very interesting. Saya tengok pun terliur. Is there any circumstances, any possibility in the near future, if we see a food which is very yummy in the state, can they send to Indonesia, katakan? Boleh tidak? Sekarang ni
tapi yang
itu saya lontarkan untuk you guys fikir. Katakan teringin nak makan Kartika Sari. Petang ini juga maunya. Bisa nggak deliver terus? Ya udah kalau macam tu doktor, mati aja jadi duduk dalam syurga. Tapi itu yang saya selalu cakap. Actually what is happening at the moment in the internet kind of things, it is actually God are teaching us what He wanted to show us, how is the connectivity between human beings ni. Bagi saya lah, itu tunjukkan betapa besarnya kuasa Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. Makan macam dalam syurga dah. Tak lama lagi klik je dapat dah. Lagilah pula. Okay. So I think I will end the class here. Okay. I hope that we have the sharing session earlier, and then whatever I shared, the videos, if you have time, please watch that. And if you encounter any of the short clips which is interesting that you want to share, by all means, please share in our Facebook page. Share with your friends, because sharing is caring, caring is loving, and loving is everything. Okay. Oh, yo. Okay. Any questions before I end our session today? Ada apa soalan tentang e-commerce? Saya pun nak buat e-commerce delivery kejap ni. Mak saya nak McDonald lah pula. Kawasan merah ni kan. Okay. Kalau tak ada apa-apa soalan, I won't give any assignment for today's class. Okay. But thank you for coming for this session. And there is no lab for this week. Fadila jangan ada lab ya. Nanti pensan ramai-ramainya yang dah buat presentation tu. So you already have the date for our friend in Bangladesh? Sudah? Bagus. Okay, alright. I'm looking forward to meet the companies from Bangladesh. I think that's all. Ada soalan apa-apa? Any questions? So once again, thank you. Tadi siapa yang nak tuntut food grab, please PM saya. Tak PM saya tak ingat. Siapa yang nak claim tu? Si Farhani tak ada kan? Dia tak ada, maknanya dia terlepas lah. Okay. Alright. So I think that's all for today. Please stay safe. The case is hiking. Yeah. 6,000 memang saya hari ni 6,000 cases subhanallah. Saya pun kalau tengok iklan bernama tu, kalau nak yang abang nak peluk tu janganlah. Minta jauh lah abang nak peluk, kita pun peluk. Saya minta walaupun hari raya kan, walaupun hari raya. Please stay safe because this COVID we can't see it. Kalau tengok kita boleh pukul-pukul, kan ni tak pukul. Kebesaran COVID itu ialah rambut dipotong 1,600. Itu besarnya COVID. Na'udzubillah. So please stay safe. Send my regards to your family dan selamat hari raya. Duduk rumah makan kuih raya lagi best. Daripada keluar-keluar makan kuih raya. Habiskan semua lontong ke apa ke. So I think that's all for today. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum dan selamat hari raya untuk semua. Send my regards to your family.
Thank you, Doktor. Thank you, Doktor. Selamat hari raya.
Doktor, selamat hari raya.
Thank you, Doktor.
Ya.
Doktor.
Doktor.
Thank you, Doktor.
Perspektif ya?
Saya nak tanya tadi kita orang dah send invitation letter untuk doktor. Doktor ada terima tak?
Saya cek jap. Dekat mana ya? Dekat email mana?
Dekat email.
Email mana?
Maira.
Email mana? Saya tak dengar.
Dekat email doktor. Nama Maira.
Dr. Farid Ismail ke apa? Okey, kejap. Saya cek. Tadi saya bukan apa, saya minta invitation tu, saya takut saya terlupa.
Kita orang ingat hari Jumaat ni pukul 8.30 doktor free ke?
Awak apa grup?
Belum innovation.
Blog Mensa?
Belum innovation.
Awak hantar ke mana
Tak dapat ke doktor?
Nama company apa?
Miralicious. Nama company belum innovation.
Miralicious kan? Miralicious kan?
Ya.
Betul. Okey, alhamdulillah. Allah baik. Dia hari Jumaat pukul 8.30 pagi, betul? Okey, guna Google Link Okey, I accept the invitation. InsyaAllah will be there.
Doktor.
Ya, saya send dah.
Okey doktor, thank you.
Sama-sama. Surat ni lain kali just masukkan dalam email tu je 3 surat. Tak payah buat dalam Word, kan?
Okay.
Buat 2 kerja pula tu. Kesian awak. Okay, alright. Thank you.
Doktor.
Ya.
Saya nak tanya pasal yang website tu kan.
Ya, Maira.
After dah macam create tu kan, dia memang tak boleh nak place order Dia kena upgrade
Okay, dia boleh buat ordering, dia boleh buat online ordering.
Macam kita orang dah siap dah semua tu kan. Lepas tu macam kita orang keluar, kiranya kita orang macam as a customer lah. So kita orang try add to cart and nak submit order. Tapi dia kata macam cannot make an order macam tu lah.
Sebabnya dia kena upgrade to premium, betul?
Oh, memang kena macam tu lah.
Alternatively, apa yang awak boleh offer ialah consumer go to that particular option, dia boleh make order direct kepada owner ataupun direct kepada kedai guna WhatsApp.
Oh, maksudnya kira website tu hanya untuk apa orang kata katalog macam tu lah.
Dia boleh buat order, maknanya order dia just online ordering. Payment dia settle sendiri dengan owner.
Yang itu yang tak boleh tu, yang tak tahulah ke salah orang ke. Dia tak boleh kiranya seller tu
tak boleh buat online.
Bukan payment, order tu. Payment memang kita orang dah set untuk direct sale lah kan. Apa dia?
Ada link website yang dah develop tu.
Okay, nanti saya cari. Nanti saya email doktor lah.
Tak, kalau ada sekarang ni boleh
Sekarang.
saya welcome Mak Z. Yep. So sebenarnya tak ada masalah, boleh. Dia boleh. Awak boleh linkkan terus kepada dia punya WhatsApp.
Macam mana? Linkkan terus.
Saya nak
maksudnya dia nak place order tu still through WhatsApp lah, macam tu.
Dia bagi ordering terus kepada WhatsApp owner ataupun tuan punya kedai.
Maksudnya apa aku cakap ni sekejap. Maksudnya
kita tak nak order tu terlepas. Okay. Tapi kalau you nak suruh company tu buat online transaction, nanti kena bayar. So nanti yang part that element tu biar dia dah habis buat projek ni, saya boleh consult dia. Pasal it's a bit tricky kena considering ada credit card dia lah, account dia dan sebagainya. Sebab tu saya tak nak you all terlibat dalam benda tu. It's a bit tricky. Jadi tapi kita nak juga website yang you all develop ni ada nilai e-commerce. Macam mana awak boleh still bagi dia sale. Ya, awak bagi dia sale macam mana? Sebabnya katalah saya order, saya tengok sekejap ada lagi tak website. Nak keluar pula sekejap. Okay, katalah saya nampak all the menus katalah. Awak company apa?
Urban Eatery.
Urban Eatery. Apa produk makanannya? Kitchen. Makanan dia apa? Brownies. Okay, brownies. So ada macam-macam brownies ke? Okay, alright. So katalah ada brownies A, B, C, D. Okay, orang nak beli yang D. Ni tak decide lagi ke bila nak buat meeting?
Ada.
20 bulan esok. Lepas tu, dah hantar invitation letter dah hantar saya.
On the way, doktor.
On the way.
Tengah hantar.
Okay, alright. Pukul berapa nak buat meeting esok tu?
Pukul 9:30 malam.
9:30 malam. Ada satu lagi grup 9:30 malam kot?
Dr. Freak. Oh, ya ke?
Kejap. Tomorrow is 20th. Tadi kejap. Saya tak nakkan berlaga dengan ada grup. Let me check diary sekejap. 20th. 9 malam dah ada dah.
Esok
Kumpulan 9 hingga 10 malam.
Kalau Jumaat malam Sabtu?
Kalau nak buat malam esok, boleh buat pukul 10 lah. 10-11. Saya tanya dengan company tersebut.
Doktor, okey ke pukul 10 tu?
We have to based on what the customer boleh lah. Klien kita apa yang dia boleh. Dia boleh waktu pukul berapa? Dia boleh dalam pukul berapa? You have to based on the client. It's not based on me. Saya akan cuba bolehkan diri saya.
Okey, doktor. Kalau macam tu Jumaat malam lah. Pukul
Jumaat malam.
9 juga.
Okay, Jumaat malam should be fine. But confirm back with me lah sebab you kena tanya the owner.
Company tu dulu.
Nanti dia tak ngam dengan dia kan. Okay. The website develop okay, ada problem lain?
Tak ada. Yang pasal order
tu je lah.
Order tu, okay. So kalau ada banyak gambar tu just make sure that bila orang klik kat gambar tu dia boleh buat order. Order tu just in terms of sebab dia online e-commerce ni dia ada dua, satu online reservation, satu online buying. Kalau buying tu dia terpaksa buat payment terus. Tapi you guys what you can offer is online reservation. The reserve maknanya dah boleh buat booking lah. Online booking lah. So nanti payment is antara dia dengan the owner. Cash on delivery ke, online transfer ke, itu biar owner kedai yang decide dengan the other company, dengan klien dia. Tapi you jadi pemudah cara untuk adakan benda tu. Okay, boleh?
Boleh.
Ada soalan lain?
Maksudnya kita orang kena betulkan dekat maybe bahagian setting macam tu kan?
Ni tak main lagi. Awak tak main lagi. Saya cadangkan. Sekarang ni pergi balik masuk wix.com. Main benda. Jadi kalau awak play with the apps, you will know. It's a very simple features.
Okay.
Bila saya dengar soalan tu, saya tahu awak tak siap lagi website ni.
Dah siap.
So, kalau awak main, mesti awak jumpa benda tu. Because it's a very simple thing. Okay. Kalau esok tak dapat juga, PM saya. Tapi saya nak you try first.
Okay.
Sebab kalau you start tanya dekat mana tu, saya tak nak jawab. Sebab you kena cuba cari dulu. Kalau saya dah cuba button kat sini, maknanya dia dah cubalah tu. Kalau tanya saya dekat button yang mana tu itu maknanya dia tak explore lagi tu. Okay. So malam ni balik makan coklat kuih raya, sambil tu explore. Anything you can just bas saya dalam, saya ada je kat Facebook tu. Okay. Boleh Maria? Maria? Main dulu, main. Dia tak ada, there is no shortcut. In my project tak ada shortcut. Dia kena cuba. Kalau dah cuba tak berjaya, baru saya bagi solution. Dia tak ada shortcut yang macam mana tu, tak ada shortcut. Semua kena cuba dulu. Biar dia susah dulu, baru saya bagi dia punya jalan. Okay? Alright, all the best. Alright. Ada soalan lain sebelum saya log out?
Doktor, satu soalan boleh?
Ya, betul Miran?
Assalamualaikum Doktor. Selamat Raya.
Selamat Raya. Saya nak buka raya tak dapat ni.
Saya dah confirm dengan Encik Arif yang baru simple tu Jumaat malam. Tapi Jumaat malam tu pukul apa je yang doktor ni? Sebab Encik Arif cuma prefer Jumaat malam.
Okey, tak apa Jumaat malam.
10 ke atas macam tu boleh?
Boleh. Tapi remind saya, WhatsApp saya. Awak ada nombor WhatsApp saya tak?
Saya tak ada lah pula. Saya minta Kak Hani tak apa?
Minta Kak Farhani nanti. Remind saya. Takut saya tak apa kau tertidur ke kau.
Boleh. Baik.
Ya, dalam pukul 10, tapi janganlah pukul 12 malam. Dalam 10 sampai 11 boleh lah. InsyaAllah boleh.
Boleh. Terima kasih Doktor. Minta maaf sebab dia memang boleh lewat je.
Website-nya okey, develop okey. Ada
semua dah settle dah. Tak ada apa-apa dah. Semua dah publish semua dah lah.
Cantik. Apa-apa problem bagi tahu saya, faham?
Baik.
Okay, alright. All the best.
Terima kasih Doktor.
Thank you Doktor.
Tak ada? Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.
Thank you.
Assalamualaikum.